I found these terracotta pots at Lowe's and I had an idea. Start off by spray painting your clay pots, and be patient with this. It will take a while, quite a few coats, because clay does not like to be painted. And using that same paint, spray paint your chandelier. Use some E6000 or any strong glue to attach your clay pots. Now plant the flowers of your choice, and use a ceiling hook to display. Need something for your yard? Try this. Take a milk jug and use fairy lights and loop them to make it look like there are lots of different streams, and then tape it to place. Add soil to the bottom of your bird bath and get to planting. You can also use a masonry bit and drill into the bottom if you're worried about drainage. Then take a bent wire garden hook and hook your jug onto the hook. Need something for your front porch? Try this. Spray paint a clay pot. Then put a metal pole in the center and add your potting mix. Start stacking some smaller pots, adding soil as you go. And use some E6000 to keep everything stable. Finally, start adding your flowers. I hope this inspires you to freshen up your yard for spring.
This project works great for a big empty wall or a fence as well. So to get started, you're going to need 6 plain wood crates. You can pick these up at any big box store or craft store. I am going to use spray paint in 3 different colors. I chose a teal, a light green, and a white. So I'm going to paint 2 crates, each color, and let them dry. You want to paint all the sides of the crates. You don't need to paint the inside or the bottom. Once the paint is dry, I'm going to seal these crates. I am using a clear sealer in just a spray can. Next, we need something to make this into a vertical planter. So I grabbed some 2x2 pieces of wood, and I'm going to cut them down to size. You need 4 pieces at 44 inches and 4 pieces at 34 inches. Then you're going to sand down the edges and stain this. I chose a saddle colored stain, just something that looks really nice with the colors I chose. Depending on the layout of your planter and how big your space is, you may have a bit different measurements for your project. Now that the stain and paint is dry, it's time to lay this out and dry fit everything. I want to make sure that I leave a little room so that this can stand up off the ground and the crates aren't sitting right on the ground. And I want a good amount of space between the crates so I can add some plants. Then, using a drill, just add pilot holes and then 2-inch screws to hold everything together. For some of the more difficult areas, you may want to use some wood glue and clamps to help hold everything in place. Assembling this piece horizontally works really well because you're able to stack the crates on top of one another to get some good leverage when adding in those screws. Once everything is assembled, it's time to put it in place. So I am going to place this large vertical planter between these 2 posts here. I've got a kind of shady area. It gets a few hours of sun a day, so I know that I'm going to be able to plant some flowers, some ferns and shrubs in these boxes. I can even do some vegetables as we go further into the summer. Depending on your area, you may want to secure this, so I may take some screws and attach it to the poles. If it's up against a fence, you may want to screw it into that as well, just so it's nice and secure. We're still early in the season, so for right now, I'm going to add some potted ferns to this. But in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be able to line these crates with landscape fabric, fill them with soil, and add in all kinds of plants. I hope this video inspired you to go create a planter for that big open space you have that you just don't know what to do with. This vertical planter adds color and really a lot of functional space for your planting needs this summer.
Look for flowers in a multi-pack that can be split apart. Take your laundry basket and drill several holes in the bottom with a drill. Line the laundry basket with a burlap bag or burlap fabric. Start to fill the burlap-lined laundry basket with potting soil. Fill to about 1 inch from the top of the basket. Then, cut the excess burlap from the top of the basket with some scissors. Starting with the second row of side basket holes, cut the plastic between 2 holes to create one larger hole. Then, cut out the burlap from that larger hole to access the dirt. Take one of your plants and plant it in the hole by pushing it into the dirt behind it. It helps to use your other hand to grab the plant as it comes through the hole and press dirt down around it on the inside of the basket. It will work best if you alternate holes for planting, so your flowers have room to grow and expand in their new basket home. Once you have the sides of your basket planted, you can plant the top. You can use one group of plants or continue to plant individual flowers from a multi-pack. Set your new planted flower basket outdoors and enjoy watching your flowers grow up the sides of the basket.
For this project, grab a little measuring cup or something plastic to lay some fabric over. Place that cup upside down just so you can get a nice big square of fabric cut out. What we're going to do is put that upside down and lay the fabric over. You want to make sure you have enough to lay over and it drapes over the sides. Next, some fast setting cement. Make sure it says cement, not concrete, and it has a work time of at least 20 minutes or more. Once you get it, go ahead and pour some of that into a bucket that you're going to mix the cement with some water. Now, if you mix too much water at a time, you can always add more cement. And if there's not enough water, just add it. Keep stirring. Remember, you only have about 20 minutes to work with it, but we want to get it nice and soupy. Now, if you like a messy project, this one's for you. Just take that cloth that you cut out and get it all drenched in that cement. Cover it as best you can. Lay it over the cup, and then we're going to spread it out. We want to make sure it's all spread out along the edges so it has something flat. Now I mixed up some more cement, but I wanted to make sure it's a little runnier on this one. We're going to put it right on the top, but let it drape over the side. Don't worry, it's looking a little messy right now, but it's going to look good. Next, I grabbed a little chip brush, one that's disposable, with a little bit of water. Keep dipping the water, and I'm going to use it to smooth out the sides. I know it looks really messy right now, but stick with me. We're just going to keep working it all the way around, and it's going to smooth right out. What happens is we want to build it up and make it strong. It looks really weak right now, but that's okay. Once this cement dries, it's going to look good. Now, watch this little secret. Take some of that powder. If it's too wet, you just drop that on there. Sprinkle it on like salt and pepper. It's going to harden right up, and you just keep doing that over and over again. Again, grab that chip brush and get it wet, and just keep working it around. It's going to smooth that cement right out. Once we let it dry for about an hour, I'm going to put some more right on top because I want to give it a special look. Just let it drape right over the bottom like that. It's going to give it like a little thick base, but I use a stick because I want to make sure the flat base will sit on the table. Once it's dry, it takes about 4 hours. Just flip it right over. Now, this might be surprising, but it's not yet done. We still got some cloth showing. So you're going to mix up your last batch of cement and pour it in. We want to fill all those little valleys, crooks, and crevices. Don't worry if it gets inside the plastic bucket. That's going to be just fine. Take that chip brush again and smooth that cement all over. Just get it laid on over. If you need to add a little bit more, go right ahead. Remember, this thing's going to strengthen right up and it's going to just be strong as ever. Last thing I'm going to do is work the inside. Just let that drape right over that plastic cup. And once I get done, it's going to look great. Now we're going to let this harden up for another couple hours and it's time to plant. Look at that wonderful little concrete planter. Now, if you want to add some paint, you can do that also. But this is a wonderful design. It's really strong and it can be used outside. I hope this inspired you to build your own concrete DIY planter. Thank you for watching Home Talk, and we'll see you next time.